Okay, I guess
we're live on Facebook, and now we're live on YouTube.
Okay. So we are just jamming out, hanging out. We're hanging out. This is our lead-in song, "Hanging Out" by Victor Marino and the V-Band.
V-Band represent.
V-Band, yeah. So hanging out.
Yes, guys. Welcome to our second Friday live from the showroom pre-auction presentation. We're going to do that today before our auction to showcase some items that are in our auction that ends tomorrow.
Yeah, and also do some previews, kind of let you know what's been coming in, what we're looking for, or kind of like what's happening in collectible world.
Of course.
You know, in today's crazy world of collectibles, which it's still, you know, it's amazing that, you know, like during kind of the time, like this kind of time of maybe there's some unsurety and you know what's going on with the pandemic,
right?
You know, the collectibles have always been solid. It's kind of like gold and silver, and also because I think that is really kind of not present almost in our life. I mean, it's kind of there, but not really as the way that we normally have it stuff.
It's a different representation. It's just a different way they're playing. They're in a bubble, as particular the NBA. There's no fans in the stands for baseball, hockey. I know they're just getting back to getting things going after they had what they did yesterday. So, you know, it's one of those things where it's just different. It's a different representation of sports because of what's going on as well. And,
yeah.
You know, the fans it's just different. You have to view it in a different way.
So, and what I think, at least for myself, okay, and I always have to judge it by like me and how I'm feeling about it. And I think that like now all of a sudden, like I even walked in today to the store and I was get confused with what's going on in sports. But what I can always count on is what sports was like.
Right, vintage.
Right, I can always,
vintage
and I think really what people collect anyway is that it reminds me of how, you know, of how it used to be.
Right,
and especially now, it really brings me back because now it's like the good old days.
Right, right.
You know,
right. You go back to those old feelings of the excitement and the just viewing sports differently from that, because there were some real icons back then too.
Yeah.
You know, in the 90s and for me, and even the early 80s when I started really enjoying sports. I mean, there were some iconic Hall of Fame players now that are in the Hall of Fame.
Oh,
you know, I mean, 60s was a little bit before my time, like the Mickey Mantles and all that. But like, I could really appreciate the players from the 80s and the 90s.
Well, I know you're a huge Chipper Jones fan.
I am a huge Chipper Jones fan. He faced off against these two guys a couple times.
And you know, we have so auction ends with tomorrow, and this is our like preview live auction show.
Yes.
And we have this Griffey, which is a 1996 Griffey.
Yes.
And we've matched it. It's been authenticated, and all the font of the Mariners match up. The key when you're looking at Griffey jerseys is really, of course, the tagging. And this is this year tag. If you guys can see it, it's and you can see this online as well. It's computerized 1996, and it's special of the font. It's got double tagging, double flag tag. It's 46 Russell Athletic. Stephanie, you want to flip that around just so we can see the Griffey?
Yeah, the Griffey is very important on the back.
The Griffey font and how it lays and the arching is very important as well, that you want to look at when you're looking at Ken Griffey game-worn jerseys.
Right.
And this one's got it all, and we have the authentication on it, which is from 100% authentic team, verified. And you can verify this by the item ID. Everything is guaranteed authentic, which is great. You know, especially today, it's really important that you can find the item online with a cert verify. Everybody wants that today.
Right. Exactly.
Everybody
so
wants
important for authentication.
Right. You want at least a hologram. You want something that you can trace back.
Right.
To you know where it was coming from.
Right, and legitimate authenticators as well. Like you want that. That's just as important. You don't want a photocopy of a cert or something like that. You want to make sure that it has the item has good provenance as well. You know that if you're getting something from us, we vet through all of the details to make sure that we're bringing the most authentic memorabilia out there to everybody.
And you know, we've had some of the best authenticators in the industry work with our team,
us,
which
yes.
would be like Bob Case, Lou Lamson.
Right.
We have Willie Steinmiller.
Mhm.
We have Jim Odell.
Just a handful. That's we have a lot of experts in their field.
Yeah. Yeah. So, which is nice, and that's what you're looking for. But also, if you've been collecting, and I know you guys collect, right? You know,
yes.
And you know what you're doing. You have an eye, and you know, trust your instinct. A lot of it is trust your instinct. Ask questions, you know, and you want to feel comfortable with what you're purchasing.
Right.
And that's what I do when I have something coming in. You know, I listen to where it's coming from, finding out what the provenance is, you know, making sure it matches to previous items that have sold, everything that's in the database. But really, it's almost instinctual. Sometimes you're like, something doesn't feel right about it, or, you know, so then I just stay away. You know, so it's really, you know, you want to trust your instincts, and I trust the collectors. I trust the collector's intuition, and I know that we have that. If you've been doing this as long as we have, you have it too.
Right.
Another piece that we have, which people have been going wild, Randy Johnson.
Right.
I mean, they just love him.
I mean, it's you know, sometimes you see some of the Mariners jerseys because he was with Griffey back in the day as well. But this is a really cool representation of the early Arizona Diamondbacks, which is, you know, a unique team that you get on jerseys as Arizona Diamondbacks, because there's not many iconic Arizona Diamondback players. Few, but I mean, Randy Johnson's top of the line when it comes to Hall of Famer, classic pitcher from that 90s and 90s era.
It's got the right patch. It has the right font, same thing. And what's interesting on this as well, you'll be able to match the striping, and we didn't get a photo match of this, but definitely photo styles of this exact jersey. They started to change jerseys often, you know, in the leagues, definitely prevalently in the 2000s,
right?
For sure.
Maybe they thought it was unlucky, and they changed it to get them back on the streak.
Yeah, and
players are very superstitious in baseball, so that could be one of the ideas.
But they were also
cool down.
But they were also doing it because they were
selling, and they were also
jerseys,
representing their own companies in terms of memorabilia,
whether it was for charity or whatever it may be as well. I mean, they did have.
I mean, even up later. Or later 2000, like mid 2010, 11. Like even Mike Trout is one of those type of players that has his own company, has his own memorabilia, representing, you know, Ken Griffey Jr., Alex Rodriguez, all these players. You know,
I have a stone, but do you know who Ken Griffey played for his first year?
First year, I thought it was the Mariners.
Big Red Machine. Fact me out that. Fact check me.
I know he played for the Reds.
Yeah.
But later on in his career.
No, I think that was first.
I don't know about that.
Fact check me.
Okay.
So let's see if someone can.
All right, we'll see. Hey guys, in the comments, let us know. Let us know what you think, because I thought he came up through the Mariners, like but maybe I'm thinking of Alex Rodriguez.
Okay. Let's see
I know he played with them later on, so he was drafted by the Reds. You're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll see if anyone can prove me
That's
wrong.
why she's trying to stump me on the show.
Oh my God!
Sports knowledge guru.
She's so much better than me.
All right,
Stephanie,
I believe you.
Speaking of Hall of Famers.
Okay.
Okay. I know that we have, and this is just a signed jersey, but Derek Jeter.
Oh yes.
Derek Jeter,
Hall
I
of
think,
Fame this year.
And see, that's what I'm saying too, is like for me collecting, I'm not even going to the new players except for Trout, but like Derek Jeter is a classic. This signature, right, is on
13 jersey.
That's his high school
jersey.
It's a high school jersey, and look, it's a signature.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not game used, but
right.
I just think that it's kind of like Jordan's a classic, Griffey's a classic. Roethlisberger's coming up as a classic.
Yeah, he's an old classic, man.
Yeah, I know. Right? Is he still going to be playing with the Steelers this year, or are they trying to oust him? Is he that old?
He's older, man. He's like, you know, maybe he's got a few like Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers took his talent to Indianapolis, so maybe they'll push Ben out of the way.
Oh no! Hey,
I don't know what his contract is.
Yeah, I don't know, but you know, getting old.
Ask Victor on
getting
that one.
old is not for sissies. You know who said that?
Who?
Betty Davis. Okay, another fact checker. Okay, you can fact check me. Okay, what else we have in auctions? So I was kind of talking about Griffey
Yeah,
and
we were in the
gamers.
Griffey theme in the 90s.
Yeah.
This is a 2000, by the way, this Randy Johnson. But these are signed Griffey Jr model shoes. Look at that autograph on there. It's a pair. So it's got two. You got two autographs on there. Thank you for the like, by the way. Someone liked this, gave us a thumbs up. Thank you.
All right.
And again, feel free to ask questions, guys. We'll tune back to Facebook as well to look at your questions on Facebook. We just have YouTube up at the moment, but feel free to throw some check.
I wonder if we can have. I wonder if we could take call-ins. They can maybe call in.
If you want to call in,
you want to call in, I can
live
answer the phone at 702-659-7976. That's 702-659-7976. Call in and I'll answer the phone and we can take your questions.
And about any of the items that are in auction as well, or if you just want to chat
If you just want to chat sports, right? We're hanging out.
We're hanging out. Yep, on a nice Friday.
So what else we have coming up in auction, which ends tomorrow? And tomorrow's auction, it's Memorial Weekend. It's supposed so it's a lighter auction. We got a lot of deals, a lot of signed.
Labor Day.
Did I say
Memorial Day?
Did I say Labor Day?
It's all right. Close enough. This year has been off. This whole year is whacked.
Shoot.
It's okay.
I totally thought it was okay. So it's Labor Day.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, it's Labor Day. I always get those two.
It's all right, Keita. No worries.
So Labor Day. So Labor Day weekend. It's the Labor Day auction. And so it's fun. There's a lot of just fun things. Yeah. We have two auctions in which have got some high-powered items.
Nice.
We just got a Babe Ruth.
Yes. Oh, bringing it from the back. Bringing it from the back. Check that out.
Gorgeous. Wow. Okay, this just came in.
Unbelievable.
It's a Babe Ruth signed vintage photo. It's like a Type 1 photo. So these are the kinds of things that are coming in. We also have that 1925 maroon Pottsville game-used football.
From that famous game. It's a very famous game. I mean, they document it well on the internet. It's legendary in Pottsville. It's from when they played the Notre Dame All-Stars, and it was just one of the, it's an iconic ball that even has, if you go to our YouTube videos or as well as our website, you'll see on the ball itself, it's photo matched.
Completely
to the game, to the person who got it.
It comes from the same family. It's been in the same. So that's up and coming in the September auction.
Yes.
And what's awesome, you'll be able to see us on Fox 5.
She's going on.
We'll be, the whole store, the whole showroom will be on the news, and they'll be coming here into our showroom.
They're doing a live broadcast.
Yeah, doing a live broadcast here. So that'll be this week. That'll be up and coming and featuring some of those pieces, as well as Michael Jackson. We do have the Michael Jackson collection, which is all of his worn costumes, Givenchy boots.
Yes, fancy boots.
And there's also a controversial, it's the IV, the actual IV bag that was from the Sunset home, the home where he died. Now, question is this the IV that led to the lethal injection?
Is it? Is it not?
Is it not? So this is the question. Right. The whole collection comes from the cousin. Yes. Actually, was gifted from the Joe Jackson estate. Yes. So some great pieces there, and that's up and coming. But tomorrow's auction is fun. You can have a good time just bidding, getting some great deals, as well as these wonderful game-worn jerseys. And now,
ta-da!
Yeah.
Presenting. We can't exactly move it. He's on a giant mannequin, but this is, of course, Adrian Dantley game-worn jersey.
Yeah, and we've had I think one or two other Dantleys, and this is the last one that's available in this collection. It comes directly from the Utah Jazz team. Yes. They actually, this was the biggest find we had from this collection. We auctioned the biggest Pistol Pete Maravich find in the industry, and we are the ones who had record-breaking prices on game-used basketball jerseys. That is at Memorabilia Expert Auctions. We are the ones. We got that deal. We found it unbelievable.
Jerseys,
and this is jerseys.
Warm-ups. We had, I mean,
they went crazy
from the 70s. When we brought them to the Nationals, everyone was going crazy over the wild 70s. Warm-ups and then of course all the Pistol Pete stuff, just absolutely amazing.
Out of sight. So this is from that same collection. So 100% authentic, guaranteed, as is all of our items. So that's game used jersey, and then there's shorts as well that aren't from Danley, but are,
they match very well.
but that are
it
game,
complements it.
That are game used, and all this you can find at memorabilia.expert. That's memorabilia.expert online memorabilia auction. We're based out of Las Vegas, so I know that things are opening up. People are starting to travel.
Yes.
And we always get people come into our store and show them all over
the time,
the world, from Australia, from Japan, from Puerto
London.
Rico, London, Mexico, and they all come to Las Vegas, and we're one of their stops.
Right. It's really interesting. People win items and then they buy them and they're like, "Can we pick them up?" We're like, "Sure," but they're flying in from, I don't know, like Argentina. They're like flying in and they're just like, "Oh, let's just stop by your store."
Constantinople,
right?
You know, I mean, like
we had people from Ireland.
Yes,
it's crazy. Or they just stop into our store out of pure curiosity because, again, with what's going on, there's not a lot of stores open, and unfortunately, a lot of memorabilia stores are closed in this town now.
Yeah.
And that's sad for the industry, but at the same time, we're here, you know, we're just like a museum. We're if not better pricing than the Strip for sure.
Yeah.
So it's worth it your time to come out to our store.
So what's nice is we have a little bit for everybody,
right?
For every collector. So if you like the fine, very couture, upper echelon, high-end items, we have that for you. A lot of times those items, I actually do a lot of private sales.
Right.
So sometimes they don't make the website. So if you are looking for something like that, I urge you to simply you can contact us via the About Us page or Contact Me page. Call me.
Yes.
And we'll be able to assist in obtaining and acquiring that particular item that you are looking for. So another thing that we have coming up in tomorrow's auction, again, some fun stuff. My favorite too is the stones. This is a Mick Jagger signed, just a Mick Jagger signed photo.
Nice photo,
but
black
gorgeous Rolling Stones, very classic, iconic rock band.
Of course, and that's a great photo. Like it's just got that classic Mick Jagger. And it's like could you imagine that in your like music room if you're like playing guitar or the bass or their drums and you're in your music room and you just have that on the wall behind you or in your studio or something like that.
Excuse me, it's Keith Richards.
Oh, it's Keith Richards. Whoopsie. Oh, shit.
Hey, he would know.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know why? It's because we have
There's
a full Rolling Stones piece.
Pieces over there.
We do. They tricked me. We have a Rolling Stones piece with all of them, with Keith Richards, Mick Jagger, and the entire Rolling Stones, as well as the single Keith Richards.
Right.
Okay, the single signed Keith Richards.
Right.
Thank you for that, Victor.
Give Victor a like. I see some other people liked our video. Give us another like for Victor. Giving us the heads up, because I was just going along with it. I didn't even really think. I thought, hey, that's cool. I just love the picture. I think it's great.
But that is Keith Richards, not Mick Jagger. So fact checker, thank God we have fact checkers on the floor that assist us, the whole time that we're doing this. And you know, and quite honestly, that's what we want. We want people participation. We want collector participation because really we're in this together, you know, and that's why I love collectibles.
Sure.
Now, especially because it's bringing me back to the days that I could go. You know, my first concert was Madonna.
Oh, okay.
Was Madonna.
So you were a material girl back in the day.
Yeah, right.
Living in a material.
Yeah.
So did you have like the lace,
I did.
like Cyndi Lauper kind of vibe with the hair going crimped up? Yeah.
Well, so you know, I modeled all my life, and so I've been,
you've been posting some of your modeling pictures on Facebook and everything, which is cool.
And so Victor and I were both in the industry.
Yeah.
And really, that's how we fell into the collectible side of Hollywood.
This whole thing.
This whole thing. I mean, really, that's how we got here. And then we get to represent wonderful both athletes and celebrities and their collections. And they come to us and they confide in us to sell their items from. Sometimes it's their personal collection. Sometimes they're just kind of through with it. And they just need to
And sometimes
sometimes
it's just like they're just done. They're like
Yeah.
ready to. It's almost like retire almost from that having that stuff. They want to maybe move to a smaller place. But again, a lot of these people have money, but they're just trying to
Well, they're trying
downsize
to
a little
downsize.
bit. And
But you know
You
what?
know,
But I'm
it's cool.
telling you, what's really happening now, and what we're really seeing now, and the value in collectibles
Mhm.
is you can't get close to people anymore.
That's true. Like that, like you
You're
were
not-
mentioning it yesterday about how it's
Yeah.
so difficult now. And I think in the future you're going to see that like kind of a distance athletes and as well as celebrities are going to give you, because they don't for what's going on for in one reason, but it's just that's what it's going to be. So there's going to be more of a disconnect. So one way to connect through them is through the memorabilia that's already out there, which is going to become scarce as well.
It is becoming scarcer. I'm completely seeing it. I can't believe that the prices really have been reflecting this.
Mhm.
So we've also been getting that influx of phone calls of people who have had large collections
Yes.
and are just saying, okay, I think that it's time for me to move this. I mean, so really, I just think that even more and more, this is becoming more nostalgic.
Mhm.
It's no longer, and it's really bringing us back to really what it used to be like.
Right.
Yeah.
A good, yeah. It's definitely remembering, what you appreciated, and even like going back to how I was saying in the '90s, like even some of the television shows like Seinfeld and Friends. And,
Oh yeah,
you know,
we have.
which we have.
We
Which
just
we have,
got the
we have a
cast
Seinfeld.
sign. Yeah.
So I mean, stuff like that. It's not only sports that people are remembering, and it's also those nostalgic television shows as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So memorabilia.expert, that's memorabilia.expert
Mhm.
auctions.
Yes.
You can, check us out online. You can give us a call if you're looking for something. Also, if you want something authenticated, we're here to help you in
We
any
had
way.
someone come in today to get some items
Yeah.
authenticated through JSA. We have that service that if you'd like to bring your items in, we can.
And we definitely think that JSA is the best. James Spence
autographs are the
authentication.
best. Hands
It-
down.
hands
for us.
down.
They work with us so well.
Yeah, I think that definitely the best in the industry for autograph authentication.
For sure.
And then as well as 100% authentic team for game used.
And it's a team.
And
That's
it's a team.
it's a
There's
team.
group of people that are
experts in their
experts
field.
that are looking at the items and are
Right.
determining the authenticity of the game used jerseys.
Right.
And again, just like with everything, it's a great opinion that we're looking for, and it's better to have that opinion than not have it.
Someone asked us a question, so let me
Okay,
go
let's
to
go.
here, or they made a comment.
Right.
Oh, I was going to say that it didn't look like Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
It's
Thanks.
okay. We got Victor here.
Yeah.
He's a Rolling Stone in his own right.
Oh yeah, he is. He's the music that we were listening to
Yeah,
in the
in the beginning of the show. Thank you for that comment. I appreciate
So
that.
remember, it was Keith Richards, but we have so many. But we do have a full Rolling Stones signed, autographed 8x10 that is framed with all of them
Yes.
on the 8x10.
Yes.
Okay, so we do have that. But like I said, we have a mix of stuff. So enjoy, have a
Yes.
good time. Go to melody.expert tomorrow. It's just a fun auction, but there's also a link to there's 2 auctions in September,
Mhm.
which is the 12th and then the 26th, I think. But under the auction link,
Yes,
you'll be able to see it. We also have our bid app coming out. There's an app, our
Right.
new app coming out that hopefully will make it easier to kind of go back and forth and bid and make your experience a little easier.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I'm going to end the stream on YouTube and check to see if we have any questions on Facebook before we go off the air. But this was a great show, Keita.
Yeah.
So we had fun, and I hope you guys did too. And tune in next time for our next show again.
2 weeks.
2 weeks from now.
September 11th, 911 will be our tribute show, not only probably to 911,
Mhm.
but to our auction on the 12th.
Yeah, we're going to have that. on
The
the 12th.
1925 Pottsville game used football.
Yeah, we were talking. Yeah, cool. All right. Thank you, guys. All right. Let me check our Facebook. I think we have some questions on there.
Okay,
So let's
all right.
make sure this ends on YouTube. Thank you.